When Triumph the Insult comic dog first growled his immortal line, he did more than crack a joke. He established a liturgy. Beneath the cigar smoke and plastic fur, the puppet preached a theology of mockery as excretion, inflating the pompous, sanctifying the celebrity, and then, at the precise moment of reverence, dropping the line, "For me to poop on." It was low comedy with high function, a holy shit for an unholy world. The joke worked because it was stupid, and it worked because it was right. Triumph reclaimed the body for television. He made late-night fart again. In an age of airbrushed decorum and corporate deodorant, he reminded us to laugh is to leak. Every empire of taste needs a barking mutt with a cigar and a functioning colon. He was the last holy fool of broadcast, relieving himself on the altars of ego. But the fool's role has always been sacred and dangerous. In every mythology, jesters mock kings to keep them human. Rabelais made giants shit so that knowledge would never forget its odor. The clown's excrement was once the kingdom's conscience. But when the fool stops mocking the king and becomes the king, the system inverts. And that precisely is where Triumph's legacy leads. Enter Donald Trump, the fool who forgot it was a joke. Where Triumph's scatology functioned as satire, Trump's became sovereignty. He didn't parody the phrase, he fulfilled it, wrapped in gold trim and network ratings. The line that once punctured pride now propped it up. The puppet's punchline became the president's method. Where Triumph mocked from below, Trump mocks from above. Where Triumph deflated ego, Trump excretes authority. The excremental energy that once relieved us now rules us. The recent AI video of King Trump piloting a golden jet and dropping feces on protesters completes the sacrament. It fuses Triumph's low humor with Trump's high dominion, the jester's dump reimagined as divine ordinance. For me to poop on is no longer comedy, it's cosmology. Every civilization produces its trickster. Hermes, Loki, Anansi, Coyote, those who trespass sacred lines to remind us where they are. Our culture made Triumph, the mutt who gnawed propriety's ankles. Tricksters play with power, but they never hold it. When they do, the system collapses into farce. Trump is that collapse. The trickster became the theocrat of trash. The leak that once purged hypocrisy now sanctifies cruelty. What Triumph offered as catharsis, Trump offers as control. The excretion no longer humbles, it crowns. The cosmic sewer still flows, but its outlet now sanctifies hierarchy. The flush is a weapon. Triumph's era believed in irony. His catchphrase was an exorcism of excess, say poop on it, and reset the balance. But irony, like any laxative, loses effect through overuse. When the culture of mockery becomes the culture itself, the purge poisons the host. Trump's ascent marked the collapse of irony into hyperstition. The joke, repeated often enough, becoming real. For me to poop on was once catharsis, now it's command. The fantasy of dominance became its practice. Satire was no longer the relief valve, it was the main line. Laughter turned into loyalty. The joke became a jurisdiction. The flush became a flag. Trump's excremental memes are not vulgar throwaways. They're rituals. The golden toilet, the poop jet, the rhetoric of filth, vermin, infestation. These form a theology of purification by projection. The leader is the excretor. His enemies are the excreted. The AI meme of waste from the sky is a revelation, the sovereign as god of the gut. It works because it feels clean. The jet is pristine. The crown is polished. The filth goes down. This is bourgeois theology. The porcelain remains spotless while the world below drowns. It is both priestly and pornographic, spiritual dominance disguised as digestive relief. But pipes burst. Every flush risks backsplash. In Triumph's world, the joke ended with a laugh. In Trump's, it leaves a stain. Triumph's power came from carnival logic, the sacred inversion where the fool farts in church and the bishop applauds. That ritual inversion was democratic rot, a moment where laughter was allowed to rule. But when Trump performs carnival, he does so from the throne. It is not inversion. It is humiliation. There is no mutuality, only vertical mockery. The king shits on his people and calls it comedy. This is not the release of order. It is the reimposition of hierarchy. The carnival has been turned into a weapon. The jester became the judge. The excretion became law. Somewhere, though, beneath the stage lights and golden toilets, Triumph's bark still echoes. A bark from a simpler sewer, a world where mockery was medicine, where laughter was liberation, where pooping on something meant you loved it enough to call it out. Triumph pooped metaphorically. Trump poops liturgically. The dog relieved the system. The king uses the system as a latrine. And that's the tragic joke of our theological plumbing. We mistook irony for immunity. We mistook laughter for liberty. We mistook the joke for judgment. From Atom's first leak to Luther's pamphlet dumps, from Swift's satire to Zola's gutters, from Rabelais' giants to the porcelain thrones of the Victorian conscience, from all of this flows the same truth we excrete to mean. Every society has its sewer. Every age builds its theology of flush. Trump's meme is just the latest verse in an ancient psalm of waste, a sacred discharge turned fascist gesture. The fool flew too high. The king thinks he's clean, but beneath every crown, the sewer still sings.